Hello. Hello to Bold and
Hello.
Bold. Actually, I just did a mistake in the beginning because I had the wrong camera installed. So it should have gone to one picture where I actually have the same camera like here, but it just had the other camera still. But we're trying. So as everybody sees, we have a new recording system where we're trying to record our podcasts. I'm really happy to have Moneel at my side. Moneel? Yeah. It's mirrored. And yeah, it's already 9 p.m. almost, and here in Switzerland, 8 p.m. in the UK. Um, Moneel is you're already in a good mood. You had food. I haven't had food because I was trying to set that whole thing up. So
I've had beer as well, so
that's good. So because I just wanted to test if that thing works. So I don't know if we will record it or if we will publish it or not. Maybe it's just for us to practice the system because in the beginning I already made a mistake. But I'm just trying how that whole thing works. And Monil, you saw I just added a title which means inner critic because I thought that would be a nice topic to talk about. Could you imagine why?
could I mention why? I think, look, so one of the things I've been doing whilst doing the Mind Valley coaching is this idea of positive intelligence, right? And so, just if for those of you that don't know, it's effectively mental fitness. And what does that mean? Well, it's we all have what in positive intelligence we call saboteurs, right? And we all have one saboteur in particular, which is called the judge. So the judge is where we criticize ourselves, where we criticize other people, or we criticize situations. But that's not enough because we are wired to survive. We also have accomplice saboteurs, things like being a people pleaser, being a hyperachiever, etc., etc., etc. So why this is really important is to understand that it happens to us all. Probably, one of the things I'll share while we talk about this, Mike, is the fact that for me to be on camera and for me to do things like this and be as vulnerable as we are is very unnatural.
Mhm.
And, uh, you know, people will say I'm extroverted and that's fine. The one thing I would challenge people on is to say we are degrees of extroverted or introverted, and those degrees depend on the situations in which we're in, right? So that's why I think this is quite a nice subject that you've picked. Long way of explaining it.
No, it's good. No, it's something which was for me always a very big issue. Inner critic and minor critic. Also, I mean, we had many topics about that of not feeling worthy. That critic was quite big in my head and always talking to me. And the reason why I wanted to try also that new system was that I completely yeah, I gave up on Zoom trying to do something after we had Brent last week. And we saw that we were just those little icons when he shared the screen, right? And I thought there must be better solutions. So I was searching the net for that, and I found I came up with that. I saw that actually all the professional podcasters, they're using a system which is called eCamm, which I just now licensed for, and I'm just trying to put it up because then we can do those things in future much better. And I wanted to use that episode, or actually where we have not a special guest, talk with you about something that hit me very hard in December. In December, it was also Brent, actually, the guy from last week, who sent me a link on YouTube of a British musician from Bristol. And he was an independent artist. And on YouTube, you find now thousands of reaction videos where people are actually watching the video of this guy and talking about it, right? And they just they film a live reaction about someone who hasn't seen that, speaking to that, and how that music resonates with that person. And after you had now a couple of beer, I think that would be a beautiful thing to try, because what I can tell you, that song hit me so hard. It was probably the most raw thing in music that I have ever witnessed. So it's totally vulnerable. It's totally authentic. And I like to share that with you and would like to get your reaction. What you say about that? Are you ready?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Okay, let's see. Look at that. I can do magic. So I need to add you here as well. I didn't. Double click for the camera source.
I've just downloaded the app. It's bloody huge. Not size-wise, but
oh, yeah, it's like locked. That's why.
Whole console.
Shit. What did I do? See, I messed it up again. Fuck.
That's all right.
No, that was wrong. Okay, almost we can't use that because I wanted to have you here. Here's that. So here I can add Moneel. So look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
That is cool.
So isn't that this is what I wanted to do with you. So actually, probably we should start here. because that nobody sees that bullshit that I just said.
No, I disagree. I think people should see that bullshit because I think one of the things, and I don't call it bullshit, I call it learning, because one of the things people need to understand is half the fucking shit that you see looks perfect, but it really isn't perfect. And I don't want to bring that bullshit to us. I just want us to be authentic, for people to know that we're vulnerable. Sometimes we have to figure shit out. Sometimes we get it wrong. Sometimes we don't get it wrong. So I absolutely think we should keep it
like that. See, and there were also, again, the wrong camera. So I had to switch cameras now, so that I have now the frontal camera and not the one from the other screen. So I'm completely messing up this for the first time. But this is my first try. I actually tried to make those screens an hour ago before you gave me the message that you're available. And I now hope that everything works and you hear the sound and we can start that. And I can hopefully blow you away with that music. And every time when you want me to stop because that things resonates with you, what that guy is saying. So it's a British guy. His name is Ren. After he posted that song, which is called Hi Ren, on YouTube in December, the video was probably already clicked more than 18 million times. And there are more than 1,000 reaction videos online.
Okay.
So you don't know it, right? It's the first time that you see that.
I know it because you told me about it like 3-4 months ago. You mentioned it from Bristol, but I've never heard the song. So
okay, that's good. So see, I told you, look at that. You haven't done it. I knew it, and I nail you now live on that video to get your reaction. So after a couple of beer, I'm so curious what you say.
On an action.
Sound is there?
Yep.
Hi there, Ren, it's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky, cause I always come back. Deep down you know that, deep down you know I'm always in periphery. Ren, are you pleased to see me? It's been weeks since we spoke, bro, I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd, not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me. Hi, Ren, I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately, and I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill. Ren, you sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect to always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy. Nah, mate, this time is different, man. Trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place, and my music's been kinda doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great, and when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man, cause when you're with me, it never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one, so you see, you gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not leftover dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Where are your Grammys, Ren? Nowhere. Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me that's enough, cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious. Ren, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself. Trust me. You should be so lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you to manage expectations, provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget it. Man, it's not like that. Man, it's just like that. I'm inside you, you twat. No, it's not, man, you're wrong. When I write, I belong. Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with the subconscious, Eminem did it. Played on guitar, Plan B did it. Man, you're not original, you criminal rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material. Ren, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore. Fuck you, I don't need you, I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves, and I'll shake up the whole world beneath it. That's right, speak your truth, your fucking God complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to actually hear you say it instead of downplay it.
Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus.
Fuck you, I'ma fucking kill you, Ren. Well, fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren. I'ma do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to doubt my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside. Newsflash, I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason, beheading all kings. I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies. Mustopheles, truth in a blender, deceitful pretender, the banished avenger, the righteous surrender. When standing in front of my solar eclipse, my name is stitched to your lips. So you see, I won't bow to the will of a mortal, feeble and normal. You wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of ends. I am you, you are me, I am you, Ren.
Im Jahr 2017 habe ich über 120.000 Euro durch Bitcoin erzielt. Naja, von solchen Fällen...
Ja, dann.
Brought to you by YouTube.
Okay, wait.
Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So cower at the man I've become when I sing from the top of my lungs that I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire, inspire that me to be strong. And when I am gone I will rise in the music that I left behind, Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a climate to different sides. When I was 17 years old, I shouted out into an empty room, into a blank canvas that I would defeat the forces of evil. And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences, with autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got older, I realized there were no real winners and there were no real losers in psychological warfare, but there were victims and there were students. It wasn't David versus Goliath. It was a pendulum, eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast. It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance. And like a dance, the more rigid I became, the harder it got. The more I cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled. So I got older, and I learned to relax, and I learned to soften, and that dance got easier. It is this eternal dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, from gods. And I must not forget, we must not forget, that we are human beings.
So much for Inner Critic.
Yep. I think when you deal with that much, the thing that I think I want everyone to appreciate is you feel how you feel. Put it into words. It's anyway. I don't know if it comes naturally to people, but yeah, that was great. Thank you.
Do you tapping against the microphone? I hear a microphone, a tapping noise. No, it's
No. I might have been itching.
okay. Oh, no,
The sound of
no.
itching.
There's another sound here.
Oh yeah, where's that other sound coming from?
Wait, maybe I need to. No, it's on your side. Yeah, there is a noise coming.
Let me see if I can adjust the volume. Let's see if that is any better. Everyone saw my pile of posts behind me. Whoops.
Yeah. No, this is what I wanted to share with you because I was so fascinated by that video. First of all, the way how this was made, right? So you have the flickering lights. The guy is singing live. You see that because he had still a microphone on that cloth that he was wearing. So, and I just thought this is such an amazing thing to deal in that way with your voice. It's creepy. It's like a theater play. It's not like a song. I called it when I made a LinkedIn article about that somehow, I think in February or so. And I just said it feels for me like the Bohemian Rhapsody of today's generation, because that's the issue that most of the people have. And I think everybody can recognize this voice who talks to you, and I have never heard lyrics like that. So when he says, some people know me as Hope, I'm the voice that you hear when you're losing the noose from the rope. I think this is so scary. It's so I was totally speechless when I was listening for that for the first time.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I would say that sums up how I feel. There's not enough of that. You know, one of the things when I was on my coaching journey, one of the things I toyed with was the idea of being an authenticity coach, and why. Because, you know, I haven't lived myself, and these voices, these hypercritical voices, you know, people think, you know, the worst person that you can listen to is yourself sometimes, right? You get away with saying things in your head that you would never ever say to another human being. You would never ever think about another human being. You would never ever feel about a human being, yet in our heads it's okay somehow. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's how life is. I think that's how we are conditioned. And I don't think technology is the problem. I don't think social media is the problem. I think the problem is humanity at times. All that these platforms are doing are exposing the worst of humanity far faster and far more widespread than they ever have.
Yeah.
And so for Ren to come out and do something like this is, I mean, undoubtedly that is talent, you know. And I love how he called out sort of Eminem and other artists, you know, when he was saying you're just copying people, but but that's okay, because everything is copied. Everything is built on someone else's progress, right? With a different lens. If people didn't copy generations before them, I don't think humanity would be where it is right now. I don't think people would be what they are right now, right? So it's just funny that he called it out. Mm-hmm. As his inner critic saying, well, you know, what's special about you? You're just, you know, you're just copying people.
Especially when he says, okay, I'm breaking the fourth wall. So even he does another dimension, right? The fourth wall is something that you use in movies. So when the actor all of a sudden speaks to the audience and looks into the camera. But this is, I mean, I thought this is so, it's so amazingly done. And yeah, I don't know how often I listen to that. So probably I have been 150, 200 of those 18 million streams or something, because I was, I just thought, how can you do something like that? How can you do something that raw? And also then, especially in the end, when he speaks about his own journey, you know that he's singing there about himself and what he experienced, right? And I think this is, I haven't seen anything more raw or authentic in music than that.
Yeah, I think, well, just in life as well. How many people go on camera and actually, I know I don't. And maybe that's something I need to do. Maybe when I go on social media, maybe I just need to say what's going on for me, right? And what I'm thinking, because I think that's how you're relatable. And I think that's our job in the world, to be relatable, right? That's why we do this podcast, right? You know, and that's why I didn't want you to edit the beginning bit out. Because
hey, I will get a pro on that, but this was really just testing. I just learned it literally 2 hours ago, where a friend of mine called me. She's very good in that, and she just showed me how to do this. And then, of course, when I'm live, I'm messing it up. So that's fine.
Well, Yeah, but you don't need to worry. Like, let it go. It's fine. And that's your inner critic talking there, right?
Yes, of
Like,
course.
like
Of
I
course.
messed up. Just
Shit,
let
I
it go.
want to have that. I want to. And then even, why is that freaking advertising all of a sudden run? I haven't seen that on YouTube when I was listening to that song. They probably put it in because it got so many views now. And I thought, what is that? Right? So yeah. Anyway.
Ha-
Um,
Yeah,
yeah. See.
yeah. No, it was good. Yeah, I'm gonna listen to it again.
No, and I really want to talk with you about that because I think also I don't know how often I was having that kind of voice inside of me. Even now, I mean, um, thinking about let's say all the big news that I try to put on the plate within the next 6 weeks, right? So um, what I'm going to do now after quitting my job, right? So and I'm scared as fuck, honestly. Um, but and I hear the voice saying to me, "Hey, ah, it, let's apply for a job. Do that. Just go back to the old world because you were asked from competitors to join. Let's go there. It's a safe life, right? Just increase the salary a bit and do that." And on the other hand, my inner child says, "No, now I have a chance. Now do that." And I promised to myself that I want to be authentic and I want to do that what I yeah what I'm actually what I'm really passionate for. And so, but you still have that, right? So, and also that line when that evil voice says to him, "So where are your Grammys, right? Where's your where have you been at Oprah or something? When have you been there, right? Nowhere, nothing." And I think so. Yeah, it's for me at the moment one of the right songs to listen to quite often because uh, that's why I really like the ending, especially when he stands up. Um, I mean, it's so well choreographed. I don't know if you have seen that. So especially all the time when the evil voice is singing, the lights are flickering or something.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so nice
No, I
from
noticed.
cinematography. It's so nice made.
But it's
Um,
a really subtle metaphor because when he has that inner critic, what is the best way I can describe my inner critic at times and those really dark times that I've had in life, right? Is it haunts you, and that's why the lights were flickering. It was like it was almost bringing this haunted element to what he was saying because it does it haunts you. It fucks with your head. It wakes you up at night with your heart, beating. It's not nice. It's not nice, and he does a really good, or they do a really good job of portraying that, but just with elegant simplicity. There's no
mhm.
special effects. It's just a lamp flickering at the right
Yeah,
time.
yeah, and
Um,
3 cameras.
yeah,
And I think it's so amazing that he has a microphone on, so that that he's playing that live somehow. Wow. And I don't know, even sometimes in the song, you have those moments where where especially when he starts with that thing newsflash, right? When the evil voice is then going to the high and saying, "So I'm the Avenger, the Mephistopheles, and I have all those names and something like that." At that moment, there is no music, so it's just his voice, but you don't realize that. And he has so many moments where the evil guy is talking to him, where the music totally stops, and you don't. Yeah, it's weird. And also the beginning and the end, it sounds then the beginning when he plays with the guitar, it sounds like Spanish music somehow. So it's or Latin, right? And you think, what is that? And then all of a sudden that Eminem rap stuff comes in, and I just thought, what a talent! This guy is such a talent for me.
hopefully he'll do more.
Oh yeah, he has now a record deal, and he's I think he's releasing an album in the probably he did in the last weeks or now in the next weeks. So there are a lot of songs coming up of him, but actually none of them. So there is a second one which is also very very cool, but this is all before the record deal. The new stuff, what they're doing, it's not so really connecting with me, because it feels like, okay, that's label music, but that thing is just pure, authentic, and it every lyric hits me totally in my heart. It's so good. Yeah, I want to show you that.
Yeah, no, thank you. But I just want to go back to something you said, and maybe you want to talk about it on here, and maybe you don't. It was when you talked about the part of you that says, get a job, and then there's the inner child saying, well, you now have a chance to do this. My question for you is, why can't you do both?
At the moment, it's a conscious decision, because I want to put full focus on one thing.
Okay.
So, because if I play with two options, which would be easy to do, which gives me then also a little bit of safety and security. But if I play with two options, I just believe that I don't put 100% of my focus on that. And I know myself. Usually when I did something and then it works well. Also, sometimes I said, okay, I take that job just for the sake of doing that. So, for instance, when I joined the insurance 5 years ago as a CMO, my own purpose was actually I wanted to join there because my wife had a cancer diagnosis. And I just said, okay, if I go to such a large corporate, if something happens, I can probably take a while off and are covered, which is easier than working for a small, medium enterprise. That was the only reason why I joined. So nothing else. It was the only thing that mattered for me at that moment.
If so what I heard you say is you're an all or nothing sort of a person when it comes to these things, right? You're fully in to whatever it is you're doing. So what if you did both, but you weren't a CMO? What if you did something else that gave you some breathing room in terms of, I don't know, just needing to generate income? And the reason I say that is because it's clear to me, and I'm not going to say until you launch it, I'm not going to say what you're working on, but that idea, it's clear that it's inevitable, right? It's like in the Matrix when Mr. Anderson says to Neo, it's inevitable, right? So what you're going to do is inevitable. I can feel it, I can see it. So then I guess my question is, why not buy yourself some space to do the inevitable? Because it's going to happen regardless, right? It's not going to happen. And what that gives you is that almost gives you a security blanket. You don't have to do what you did before either, right? There's a lot of things that you could do.
I mean, there are many things that I love to do at the moment. I mean, helping people or consulting them on AI, doing some consultancy, coach people, right? So there is a lot of stuff that I like to do. So if that generates a basic income, fine. But signing up for something additionally to say, okay, spend 40-50% on that to pay the rent, it just will distract me at the moment. I mean,
I'm curious.
a temporary, let's say something like that. There is no company coming to me and say, "Hey, Mike, we need you for the for some marketing consultancy on that. Can you help us with some marketing stuff?" Of course, I would say yes. So if we find a good, let's say, agreement on how much that will make, and I feel that's a fair amount or something, then I'm happy to do that. But that's something which is just contractual, and I do it on my own. So I can also do it then with a company that I will have soon. But just saying now, let's say I would just go now and work in a restaurant or in a small in an agency and doing some, you don't. I can only do things either I'm fully in or not, and I know myself. For instance, if I work in marketing and if I consult a client, or most of the time, let's say also from an agency perspective, clients come to you more or less too late. So they need somebody who really speeds up to get those things done. And that means most of the time, if you want to do your job properly, you need to work 100% on those kind of stuff, because you have a ticking clock. I mean, there could be an option to say, "Oh yeah, let's get some income and just work in a restaurant and or in a bar and do some bartendering or anything like that." It's not me. I mean, yes, I have done that. I also had a bar when I was a student, so it was all okay. It made fun at that time. But I don't want to do that right now, because also then I might have working hours which are shitty, and then instead of in the morning getting up at 6 and having my routine, I will probably get up at 12 because I'm right. So I don't want to do this. And also on the other hand is I truly believe that the thing I'm up to at the moment, that will work.
Well, yeah, no.
So
it's just when.
It's just when. Exactly, it's when. And the more I can focus on building systems or getting partnerships or creating PR for that and carry around the idea, the better it is for the entire business. If I distract myself with doing some other stuff where I can't do that, it's a waste of time and energy at the moment for me. But yes, you're totally right. I'm also thinking about those kind of things all the time. So, and this is exactly what my inner critic says. Hey, do two things. Do maybe just add something. It might be there was enough. I just need to say there was nothing where I think it would be worth it to do so far.
Is that your inner critic, or is that your inner pragmatist?
Who says what? Who says it isn't worth it? Or
yeah,
I think that's probably my inner child, because I said I promised to myself that I will evaluate everything that I do with my inner child. If it makes me, my soul, and everything happy, then I'm going to do it. If it's just getting some additional money and I just do it for the bucks, it's a waste of energy and time, also for the person who would hire me.
It's I love to play devil's advocate, right? So that's why that's why I ask, because I do that with myself, and I spend a lot of time kind of just challenging what people think or the way they think it. So
no, it's good. Do that. It's good.
Yeah, and you actually answered the question, because my question was going to be to you: what does your inner critic say? My inner critic has been fairly silent with things at the moment. I've started a new job, still doing businesses and this podcast on the side. And see, I I am now embracing the fact that I'm not going to be a person that does one thing. Doing one thing doesn't make me happy. And actually, for those of you that haven't heard it yet, it's probably worth listening to the show that we did with Brent last week when he looked at my hand analysis, because that really unlocked in me that. And it's funny, for kind of probably the past 6 or 7 months, I've thought I'm really good at getting people to do stuff. I'm really good at thinking of stuff and getting people to do stuff, right? I don't necessarily think I'm the person to do it myself in terms of getting hands dirty or to be able to do it, but I like the idea of guiding people and coaching people to do stuff. And that's essentially kind of one of the things I got out of my hand analysis. And so ever since that, I've got this, it's like this blanket over anything that my inner critic might say that dulls it, because I know why I might be thinking some of the things that I'm thinking. I know why some of my motivations are what they are. I know why some of my I know why I don't like certain things, or I know why I can be negative or dark in certain situations. And these are things that I felt and experienced, but I've never known. And I know you know what I mean, because this is the second time you've had your hand analysis done by Brent, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, for me, it's been pretty quiet at the moment, and I'm just enjoying doing stuff like this. We had some other ideas about what we could do with this going forwards, as Bald and Bold. So we're not going to divulge that until we've properly brainstormed it. And also because I want to give us both space to do the other stuff that we're doing. I think what I feel comfortable about is that this is at no point under jeopardy, right? There's a consistency. We turn up, we have a chat, we get some people, we don't get some people, but there's an inevitability about this podcast and us meeting.
Absolutely.
So I'm comfortable with that, and that's fine. So yeah, going back to Inner Critic, I think at the moment I'm having the most quiet period of my Inner Critic that I've probably ever had in my life. And for those of you that are wondering, the question is how. A lot of hard work, a lot of persistence, but I think fundamentally, and I didn't share it with you, Mike. I should. I did a webinar about how I've kind of managed my autoimmunity down to remission almost. And on the last slide of it, the big thing I said is, look, I've been gluten-free, I've been, vegetarian, I've been vegan for a period. That's really hard. And I would say now I'm flexitarian. I don't eat a lot of meat. But I have a balanced lifestyle. Have I stopped drinking? No. Do I drink a little now and then? Yes. Do I drink regularly? No. Right? Have I cut sugar out of my diet completely? Yes. Right? Do I try and reduce the amount of processed food I eat? Absolutely. Do I sometimes eat processed food? Hell yeah. So there's a lot of things out there when it comes to health and mental health and physical health that get vilified, right? I'm not here to vilify anything, right?
Yeah, sure.
What I would say is the biggest thing for me is a mindset change, right? And that's been a long path, and I'm happy to share with people. I'll, in fact, drop you the link to that webinar, and you can have a look at it yourself. But this is it. And so, and this talks to your inner critic as well. If you can, get self-command of your mind, right? Then it's amazing what else happens in your life. And all of a sudden, things start showing up, things start happening. They might not be big. It might just be a moment of clarity to say, I was with this person for whatever reason, or this person is not in my life because of X, Y, Z. Oh, or I remembered something from 10 years ago. And actually, if I look at that was a pattern, throughout the time that I was close to this person or not, right? Could be friendship, could be a romantic relationship, could be a family relationship, right? But the main thing is it's mindset.
Yes.
And just going back to Ren, for him to be able to do that is him on the journey of mastering his own mindset, right, and his inner critic. Because we're conditioned to say that if there are bad things, we need to get rid of them. No, those bad things make us who we are. What you need to learn to do is manage those bad things.
And
right?
how he says, you need to relax, right?
Yep.
Relax. And he calls it an eternal dance, right?
And it is. There's a lovely book that I'm still at the beginning of. It's called Letting Go by David R. Hawkins. Mm-hmm. And, he talks about, why, like the word can't. Actually, most of the time when we say can't, we just need to embrace the fact that it's something we don't want to do, right? Now, why we won't do it has a myriad of reasons, right? There might be valid reasons, there might be not, but a lot of it comes down to inner criticism and self-judgment, mm-hmm. right? So, the most liberating thing for me is to try to say to people, including me, myself, to say, it's not that I can't, it's just that I don't want to. Yeah. I don't want to go out because I'd rather get a good night's sleep and not drink. So that's going to be an interesting journey for me. Is when you ask yourself, when you say you can't do something, actually, can't you? Because if you look in the dictionary, can or can't means able to do something, mm-hmm. right? Yeah, and that's very different to expressing a will or an unwillingness to do something. Yeah. So anyway, I went off on a tangent, but yeah, this I'm still thinking a lot of stuff about his lyrics, and I'm sure as I listen to it more, as I go to bed tonight, I think more will come up. Yeah. But thank you for sharing that.
There's too much in that song to actually just try to capture that. But you need to check out some old reaction videos from a couple of months ago. People there's one guy, he pauses probably every 2 lines and is totally blown away and speaks about that. So it's just whoa, what is that? And you have the people breaking out in tears because they're so touched by these words. I had the same when I was listening to that. That I'm really tearing up because I just think, oh fuck, I know that feeling. And that would be an R-rated podcast then, right? Because there was a lot of cursing in that.
Look, I don't think we swear just because we swear a lot. I swear because I think sometimes it has an effect to what I'm saying. I probably shouldn't swear. I probably shouldn't curse, and that's fine. Judge me for it or not. I really don't care. It is me. But sometimes you need to, and yeah, if we need to change the classification of this to accommodate that, then that's fine. To be honest, most of what we talk about, if I played it to my kids, they'd be bored. Like, they'd listen to the intro song and be like, and then as soon as we start talking, they're like, Daddy, can we listen to the radio? So
yeah, of course.
It's fine if it's rated 18 or not for kids or whatever. But yeah, there's just a lot of stuff going in my head from that song, man. So thank you.
Good. So I leave you with that.
Yeah.
And So, and then I need to practice. Hear this recording stuff, how that works, and switching different scenes, and because you can build all those scenes and you can design them. And this is now still not optimal. I probably need to change the color a little bit and take our logo and put it in there somewhere or something like that. It was just trial and error and setting something up to see how it works. And I don't know, I just have on your side, I tried it. So I muted myself when you were speaking, and I still hear a little microphone noise, something. And now it's gone.
So then that must be.
Here it is again.
So that's me. So hold on, let's do this live.
Actually, this is that thing here. But maybe I can I stop the recording and then we can try to fix that.
Yeah, let's do that.
That's good. Then all good. See you next time.
See you next time.
Bye bye.
Ciao.